My backpack essentials from a 75-year-old distance hiker. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Bill here. Welcome back to my channel. I have received so many DMs from people asking me, essentially, why is a 75-year-old man carrying 20 pounds of gear up and down on these long-distance mountain hikes? So I was having some problems with the videos I recorded yesterday. I'm out on the trail today, and I'm going to insert a couple of segments in to replace the ones that did not record properly. So right off the bat, there are some givens in my pack, and I should correct myself a bit. When I start out on my hike, pack is usually about 22, 23 pounds. But let me start with some essential givens that are with me. First, I carry about a gallon of water with me when I'm out hiking. And that alone weighs, it's actually a little bit more than a gallon, and that alone weighs about 8.5 pounds. In addition to that, my pack weighs about 3.5 pounds, so that takes me to 12 pounds. I also carry a 9mm with me with an extra magazine. I carry bear spray, and I carry a folding knife with me, and that adds another 2 pounds, so that takes me up to 14 pounds. And then I also carry about a pound of food with me, so that takes me to 15 pounds. So that leads me essentially about 7 pounds of additional gear that I pack with me on the trail. I should add that the reason that I carry so much water with me is that on these trails, and rarely do I do a hike that's under 12 miles, on these long distance hikes, there's actually no convenient water sources anywhere along the trail. So essentially I have to carry on my back whatever I'm going to drink along the hike. So to begin with, I do carry a belt pouch with me. Now the reason I carry a belt pouch is I carry with me things that I might need routinely on the trail, and it saves me the inconvenience of having to take my backpack off and putting it back on again. I can just reach down into my belt and get out what's in here. So let me show you what the contents of my pack is. And so these are the essentials that I carry on my belt pack with me. First and foremost, we have here toilet paper. Second is a carabiner multi-tool that has a Phillips head on it, a very strong carabiner. It also has a box cutter on it, and it has a flathead screwdriver on it. Third, I have part of my boo-boo kit, which actually goes with this piece right here. Fourth, I have a pair of glasses with me, so I can read small font. Then I have a pen, one of my sources of illumination, another source of illumination I carry with me, a rain poncho I can get to quickly if I need to, then a good pair of scissors, cable for charging, and I carry three sources of ignition with me to start a fire. I have a combination of suntan lotion, emergency suntan lotion, as well as hygiene spray or hygiene gel. And finally, I also carry with me in that pack a container of aspirin. God forbid that I have a heart attack on the trail, but I have my aspirin is readily accessible. And this essentially is what goes into my belt pack. So the pack that I use is an Outdoor Products backpack, or a day pack. Actually can be used as a backpack. It's called the Gamma 8. The good news is this is a really, really good pack. The bad news is they don't make it any longer. But I have to tell you also about Outdoor Products, and this is just from a user. I'm not being sponsored, but boy, do they stand behind their products. Over the years, I've had they come with a lifetime warranty, and over the years, I've had two backpacks wear out on me from all the hiking that I've been doing, and they've replaced both of them for me free of charge. In fact, I don't even think I had to pay shipping. So in the back of my pack, one of the things I carry here is backup hygiene gel and backup suntan lotion. And I have this thing about carrying carabiners with me. On the other side, I have two Ranger bands, another carabiner, heavier duty, and a bell I use to warn people that I'm in the area. And then as I turn this around on the front, you can see, you've seen this in my other videos, but I have a whistle. I have a watch with me that's just easier to get to. I can explain that in a second. I have another carabiner, and I have my bear spray. The reason I carry a small watch with me is because the font size of the on the smartwatch that I use is so small it's just hard to read. So it's easier just to carry this watch with me. It's on an extension pull-down cord, so I can just read it and then drop it back. So that is essentially the outside of my pack. That's my essential gear there. So in my main pouch, I carry a wool sweater with me. So if you've ever hiked in the mountains, or if you're a regular mountain hiker, you know that the weather can turn on a dime in the mountains. And you can suffer from hypothermia even in July and August in the mountains. And so what I carry with me is a wool sweater. I carry wool because it still holds some ability to insulate when it gets wet. And I also carry a rain jacket with me that doubles as a windbreaker. And so I have protection obviously against dampness, and I also have protection against the wind, or both. Going on to my middle pouch, I carry a very robust medical kit that I've actually had to use twice on the trail. Once from a fellow who took a fall on a mountain bike and was concussed, and once from a fellow who took a fall on a mountain bike and was bleeding out of his leg and we need to patch his leg up. So I carry a fairly robust kit there. In addition, inside here, I carry some insect repellent. I carry a reflective blanket. I also used one of these reflective blankets. on the fellow who concussed on the mountain bike to keep him warm and protect him against shock. In addition, I carry a rag. And some additional TP if that becomes necessary. You can see my water bladder outside of the pack here. And I carry a pen, my second pen, and paper to write on. This, I think, as I recall, is an all-weather pad. So even if it gets rainy, snowy, etc., I can still write if it becomes necessary. In addition to that, I carry zip ties with me, a pair of zip ties, and I carry a bivy sack with me that I can get into. And I carry this bivy sack with me that I can get into if I'm stranded on the mountain overnight, protect me against exposure. And that essentially is all that's in that particular pouch. In my final container of my pack, right in here, you can see that I only carry this lightweight tarp. Truly all it is like a glorified shower curtain, but what that will do for me is give me the opportunity to make shelter if I need it. And then this is the final section of the pack. I carry a lot of stuff in here. So in this packet, I carry the fire starter, a rag. I carry another source of ignition. I carry some tinder with me. This is basically dryer lint mixed with Vaseline. And I carry a dehydrated rag with me. I can mix that with water, and it becomes a very, very serviceable towel if I need it. So in this pouch, I carry rope, I carry waterproof matches with a flint, and I carry a sewing kit with me here. And finally, I carry a good multi-tool with me. There is a file in this multi-tool that is not being demonstrated right now, but Comes with a nice blade, it comes with pliers. Those of you who hike know exactly what comes in a multi-tool. This one's nice too because it carries a bit holder with it, which I really enjoy. And ladies and gentlemen, that is essentially what is in this pack, and that's my essential gear for the day hikes that I take. And so, my friends, that is essentially what I carry in my pack every day when I go out on my hike. You can see how I get up to the 20, it's actually between 20 and 22 pounds, but you can see how I get up to that level. And you can see realistically, with the exception of a couple of things, maybe a little bit more water than you would typically take, and having those aspirin readily available and the possibility of a heart attack, and having a number of sources of starting a fire, what I see as essential gear is probably what many of you carry with you. If I've left anything out, please, in the comments section, let me know what you carry with you. Particularly older hikers, I'd be very interested in hearing what you see as essential gear. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you on the trail.